River Valley High School in Northern California appeared to stage a slave auction. Students then appear on screen, and they laugh and shout at the black players who stand with their heads down. And as you can see, it was posted on the social media app TikTok.
Students at JS Water School in North Carolina held a mock slave auction where students were sold off by a designated quote-unquote slave master.
One of the moms reported his friend went for $350 and another student was a slave master because he knew how to handle them.
So if you didn't already know, here's an example of the playbook. Ban the teaching of racism so that you can teach in a racist way.
What's the weirdest thing your high school did that you thought was normal?
So every time I tell this story, people think I'm lying, but hopefully the people I went to high school with can comment that I'm telling the truth. I went to a school that you could count on one hand how many minorities there were, and as a fundraiser for the senior class, they had Senior Slave Day. They basically would recreate slavery. Seniors could sign up. They would parade them around at lunch. You could bid on them. The highest bidder got them for a day. So like a week later, they didn't have to go to class. They could follow you around, carry your books. They had to wear whatever you wanted them to wear, say whatever you wanted them to say, do whatever you wanted them to do. A lot of times they would sit on the floor next to you while you were in class. Senior Slave Day.
In Chatham County, North Carolina, one parent addressed the slave auction that occurred.
The reality is these acts of racism are not only happening here in Chatham County, but across North Carolina and across the country. More should be done around addressing racism in schools because no parent should have to stand here after hearing their son was sold in a slave trade at school.
Some years back, this student, named Nico Burton, one of only 2 black students in the class, were chosen as a slave, while other students played masters, who inspected them to see if they were fit for work. It happened in Central Ohio. The most recent video coming out of California has led to the school's football season being canned. Yuba City Unified School District Superintendent Doreen Osumi called the video unacceptable and deeply offensive in a written statement. The students involved in the unfortunate and extremely distressing incident were barred from competing for the rest of the season for violating the student-athlete code of conduct, Osumi said. Reenacting a slave sale as a prank tells us that we have a great deal of work to do with our students so they can distinguish between intent and impact, the superintendent wrote. They may have thought this skit was funny, but it is not. It is unacceptable and requires us to look honestly and deeply at issues of systemic racism. KCRA-TV in Sacramento reported that it obtained copy of the video in which about a dozen students pointed and yelled dollar amounts at 3 black students who were standing in their underwear up against a wall. Meanwhile, the school's JV team will continue with its season, and sophomores and juniors from the varsity team can join the JV team for the rest of the season. The varsity team, which was winless, had 4 games left. This comes just days after Amador High School, also located in Northern California, had its football season canceled. The Sacramento Bee reported the Amador County Unified School District canceled the team's season because of an investigation into a highly inappropriate group chat on Snapchat called Kill the Blacks that involved a majority of the team's players. Mock slave auctions in schools, some sanctioned by officials and others not, have come under increased scrutiny in recent years as the U.S. struggles to respond to its history of racism and fractures over how much its past sins still shape it. Schools have been particularly heated settings for those arguments as politicians in Republican-led states seek to ban lessons that suggest that racism is systemic in the country. Other times, teachers have guided their students to act out an auction as a history lesson, often prompting outrage, which it should. That's what happened in Maplewood, New Jersey in 2017 when a substitute teacher orchestrated and filmed a mock auction as a lesson about colonial history. 2 years later, a teacher in Bronxville, New York, allegedly let white students bid on black students. And in March, a North Carolina superintendent apologized after white middle schoolers pretended to sell their black classmates.